The Evil Dead franchise is my favorite horror franchise of all time. We had a new movie back in April. I did a review series for it, and just like every other horror review series I've done this year, I purposely waited until this month to rank them. So, yeah, with it being my favorite horror franchise of all time, it's time to finally rank all 5 films in the Evil Dead franchise. I will not be counting Ash vs. Evil Dead simply because I just want to do the movies for now. I feel like Ash vs. Evil Dead could be its own separate video. But yeah, let's go ahead and start this ranking off at last place, number 5. And I'm going to put the original film, The Evil Dead. And just because this movie's at last place does not mean I don't absolutely love it. I do. I think this is a fantastic movie. It's a 9 out of 10, and when the last place movie in your franchise is a 9 out of 10, you got a damn great franchise. Yeah, I think that this is easily a horror classic. I just like all the other movies on this list better. But yeah, this was a great starting point for the franchise. You get Bruce Campbell in his first role, Sam Raimi directing his first movie. Sam Raimi is my favorite director of all time, and he just recently had a birthday a couple days ago. Happy late birthday, Sam Raimi. Great movie, great practical effects, amazing introduction to my favorite horror franchise of all time, number 5. Number 4, I'm going to have the 2013 remake, Evil Dead. And I think that this is a great movie as well. After Army of Darkness went full slapstick, I feel like this movie really brought back the dark tone of the original. I thought Mia was a really great character, played by Jane Levy. And I really love the gore effects, and I love how this movie brought back the evil in Evil Dead. Yeah, another 9 out of 10 entry in this franchise, and just like I said, the bottom 2 movies on this list are both 9 out of 10 films. It's a great franchise. So yeah, number 4, Evil Dead 2013. Third place, I'm going to put Army of Darkness, and this is a lot of people's favorite of the franchise, and I can see why. This movie fully embraced the campy and comedy side of the Evil Dead franchise, and yes, Evil Dead 2 still had slapstick moments, but this one went full on slapstick. And I really liked it. I really loved the setting with the medieval times, and I thought it was interesting to move away from deadites and have it just be skeletons instead. I don't know if that was something the studio mandated to bring down the gore effects so they could market it more for teenagers and stuff, but I'm not sure what was going on there. But I really liked the idea of skeletons. The stop motion animation with the skeletons was great. Bruce Campbell, obviously, he's great, as he always is. And I really loved the final battle. It's a very big scale battle for such a small budget movie, and like I said, Sam Raimi, favorite director of all time, he just really captured what makes him Sam Raimi for this film. So it's here at number 3. Second place, runner-up, I'm going to put Evil Dead Rise, the newest film in this franchise, and I absolutely love this movie. I thought that it was a really great reintroduction to the Evil Dead franchise after Ash vs. Evil Dead was canceled a few years ago. And this franchise pretty much laid dormant. I remember hearing early rumblings of another Evil Dead film, and when this movie first went into production, it was only going to be an HBO Max release. It was not going to be theatrically released, but the creative team behind it really pushed for a theatrical release, and we got a theatrical release, and it was so worth getting a theatrical release. Seeing this movie on the big screen is one of my favorite theater experiences of the entire year. The way everything is shot and edited, you got a bunch of brutal carnage candy. There's a real important scene with a cheese grater, very brutal. You got a lot of other stuff with eyeballs and a tattoo needle, wine glass. So much great gore effects in this film, and the opening is fantastic, and the way that the title card pops up in this film, absolutely terrific. And I really like the idea of moving away from the cabin in the woods setting of the first two movies and the remake and putting it in the city in a high-rise apartment building. I thought it was really great touch there. So yeah, number 2 is Evil Dead Rise. But number 1 is going to be Evil Dead 2, and this is easily one of the greatest horror sequels of all time. One of my absolute favorite movies of all time. This movie is still my favorite Sam Raimi film. Obviously, it just captures everything I love about Evil Dead. You still get that dark atmosphere with the cabin in the woods, but you really start to move into a little bit more slapstick as well in the third act, and also sprinkled in throughout the movie. And I just really love the dark comedy aspects of this movie, where the first movie in this franchise is definitely 100% a horror movie. This movie embraces a bit more of a dark comedy side. And I love the dark comedy in this movie. You get the classic chainsaw hand. You get Ash's signature catchphrase, groovy. So much fun to be had in this movie. And yeah, so it's here at number 1. So that was my ranking of all 5 Evil Dead films. What's your ranking for this franchise? I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. Which one's your favorite? Which one's your least favorite? And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time.